name's Mason Fitzhugh. I'm one of the hosts of the West Coast Modular Society, and kind of our whole idea behind the West Coast Modular Society is a lot of us producers are sitting in our studios and like bedroom, just kind of producing in a vacuum. A lot of people have some really cool ideas and really cool songs and tracks and instruments, and a lot of that just deserves to be shared, whether it's to an audience of like consumers, so to speak, or if it's to an audience of other artists. I really think it's important that people collaborate and share ideas, share music. I think one of the really coolest things that we see is that people are really sharing their instruments with each other, and it's kind of like a really strong way to build trust, you know, because a lot of these people are really attached to their instruments. It's a part of like their creativity and their expression, and to see them willing to like bring this practical strangers in, but they understand that, oh yeah, you're kind of just like me, you just want to make music. Yeah, sure, hop on my keyboard. You'll love XYZ about it. It's just really inspiring to watch other people like share what gives them inspiration and watch that trickle down to other artists. It's really powerful.
My name is Alex Mayer. My artist name is Zerek, and I like playing modular synths. I first got started with modular synths actually working at a studio. I'd composed with synths and VSTs for many years, but I'd never heard of a modular synth before. And then actually this case here is the first synth we got. It wasn't with these modules, but it was a whole different set of modules. I just realized they don't know that I took this case from the studio.
It's all good.
And yeah, so I worked there with my buddy Mason. We've known each other a long time, since we were young, kids actually. And yeah, we both kind of started modular synth journey together. We kind of had to teach it to ourselves, because you don't just know how to use a modular synth, right? Even if you know how to use a synth. So yeah, it was probably 2 years of learning how to make a musical sound with it. It was just a bunch of beeps and weird sounds for the first couple of years. Personally, I read the book Patch and Tweak. Patch and Tweak really breaks down a lot of every single thing you would need: a mixer, a drum, sequencer, and it also uses like actual modules as examples. So you kind of know where to start. Because that's the hard part, is knowing where to start. And you got to start with a sound source. So Mason and I, we had this whole synth collection at the studio to ourselves. We didn't even know how to use it yet, really, but we were kind of encouraged and wanted to share this resource with other people. Because that's the thing with modular synths, like, how many people do you know with a modular synth? Without the group, I don't think I'd know anybody else. But so yeah, we started the West Coast Modular Society, and kind of to get the other synth heads to crawl out of their home studios, because that's where we all like to hide. So yeah, once we started the West Coast Modular Society, it was kind of surprising how many people actually just immediately came out of the woodwork. We didn't expect many people in the small town we were in to even know what a modular synth was, but we had people bringing them out, bringing weird guitar pedal systems out, just all sorts of weird setups and instruments. One of the cool things about the meetups and seeing different people's setups is kind of learning how different people approach making music in an esoteric way like this. Like, most guitarists you meet are going to have pretty similar setups, to each other, maybe a different pedal board or a different, I mean, guitarists are probably gonna hate me for that. I think they're all basically the same. But with a synth, like, you have to create a modular synth, you have to create a custom instrument, essentially. So you kind of have to make a plan. You can't just buy a bunch of random stuff and it'll make music. That's not how this works. So like for this machine, before I even bought the first module, I wanted to make a techno rig. And so then you gotta, you know, I broke down what makes up techno. So you've got drums, bass, melody, and like some effects. That's what most music really has. There's not, I mean, you can get a bunch of layers going, but modular, it gets really muddy. So here I have my drums down here. I've got my melody right here. My bass is right here. This is all like the brain, this bottom corner. This is all control modules, sequencers, quantizers, logic. And the top is just weird stuff to add on top. But not everybody sees music as drums, bass, melody, and effects. So you have people that use like feedback systems where it's like mixers plugged into themselves. And you just get crazy drones, and that's a completely different approach than something like this. I guess it's not modular, but it's weird enough to be in the same category.